Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing great today. So, I'm about to do something that I don't think I've ever done before. There was a clip that someone sent to me, someone that I respect, and maybe that's why I'm taking this seriously. And I felt like, okay, maybe I should do a video because while I was watching this video, I was kind of hearing something in my spirit that I needed to encourage people to pray. And I said, okay, if that's the only reason why I have to make a video about this clip, well, so be it. Because whatever opportunity I have to encourage people to do the right things and they do things that will help and be beneficial to them spiritually, I would always use that opportunity, as you already know me. So this clip is about a witch who flew on a broomstick and landed in front of her house and began to make incantations, and she was dancing around, I think around the car, and then she would disappear and then she would come back. Of course, we all know about the witches and the broomsticks that they fly on. I've never literally or physically seen anyone or even seen a recording of one flying. This is probably the first time I'm even seeing a witch appear out of the thin air. I do have my doubts. When I first saw it, I was like, no, this is CGI. This is made up, or maybe it's special effects or something. I mean, like the other video I shared with us about that guy that was living in 2027. I mean, I have little doubts. And the reason I'm showing this video, two reasons I'm showing this video, is I want you to watch this video and see what I'm seeing and tell me what you think in the comment section. If you think this is real, if you think it's fake. And that's number one. Number two is I'm going to encourage you with some real life situations, with real life examples of things like this when it has happened and how detrimental they could be to your spiritual health or well-being if you don't do what you're supposed to do, especially at that time of the night when these people get to fly around to go and cause mayhem. Okay, so I want us to take our time and watch the video. I want you to watch it all the way to the end. And after that, I will give you my 2 cents, and then we can then comment and see whether it's real or whether it's not. All right, so that was the video. You can see there are some markings on the screen. So this was the screen of a CCTV camera that captured this. It was captured on CCTV, right? And you can see 04/11/2021. I think this happened this November. Okay, November 2021. And look at the time at the bottom. It's come 03. I don't know what residence or what building this might be. It might be a residential place because the witch showed up and began to do stuff and move around. Now, when I was having a little doubt about this, the first thing that did it for me, that made me even begin to attach some importance to this clip, was when I noticed that the witch would use her back to, to make some movement. She will make movements backward before she will disappear. And then when she comes back after disappearing, she will backtrack again. That is very, very symbolic of the movement of witches and wizards and all these occultic people. So that one did it for me. Even if I didn't believe anything else, that right there did it for me. 2 or 3 times that she disappeared, she had to use her back. If she was going forward to disappear, I probably would have said, okay, so this is adding to my doubts. But that made it so real to me. The information that came with the video is what spurred me into making a video about it. That information is talking about people praying in the midnight. Now, darkness begins to peak. Peaking means that darkness begins to thicken from 12 midnight. And it keeps going darker and darker and darker until you get to 3 a.m. 3 a.m. is the darkest point of the dark night. And that's why 3 a.m. is the point when most human sacrifices take place. When darkness is at its highest point, its thickest point. All right. That's why Eminem released an album, a song some time ago, and he called it 3 a.m. And in that song, there were people who were killed and dismembered. The decapitated head was somewhere, amputated arm here, the leg was here, blood everywhere. And he was even seen in a bathtub that was filled with blood. So that's what 3 a.m. depicts, is a time of human ritual sacrifices. So most times when witches want to fly at night, they usually begin their journeys from 12 a.m. because that's when darkness, the kind of darkness that they operate in, that's when it begins to thicken and darken even the more. So when you hear people telling you pray at midnight, it is because of these kinds of spiritual activities. These witches fly around. We know about how they fly with their brooms. That's why when APC party in Nigeria came up with brooms, everybody began to associate them with witchcraft and stuff. Everybody knows about witches and their brooms. And we know that witches do fly. It's not a joke. I'll tell you a brief story before I end this clip, okay? There was a guy called Stephen Dollins. I've featured him in 1 or 2 of my videos. Steve Dollins was a former high priest of Satan. And Steve is now a preacher. So he was sharing a story of what happened sometime when he was still a high priest of Satan. And when they used to go for their meetings, that one of those meetings, a member of the coven had approached him and said, Steve, there's someone that I want you to cast a spell on. And he said, oh, wow, who's that? And he said, some lady down the street. And he said, no problem. When we come for the meetings, we'll deal with it. So when they came for the meetings, Stephen said that they now summoned the demon that was going to go ahead and carry out that spell casting. Because when they want to cast a spell on someone, they're actually sending a demon to go and cast the spell. The same way that when you bless someone or pray for someone for good things to happen, angels of God go to carry out the blessings or carry out the activities. That's the same way curses that you put on people are carried out by demons. So the spell was supposed to be carried out by a demon. So what he did was that in their usual fashion, they created a circle and they went into the circle before the demon could arrive, because if the demon came in and somebody was not out within the circle of their invocation, that person was going to die. So he created the occultic circle, and all the people who came for the meeting went into the circle, and then he summoned the demon.
So what we did is we got in the circle and we summoned up a spirit named Astaroth. Now, this is supposed to be one of the hierarchy of the demons. And over in the side of the room, this orange cloud started appearing. And as it appeared, there started appearing a face out of that cloud. And guess what face it was? The wolf man. The thing that I'd been afraid of ever since I was a little kid. So I'm sitting there trying to make people think that, hey, I'm cool, you know, nothing wrong with me. I didn't want to show fear in front of my people, you know, and my followers. And so all of a sudden this cloud started appearing, and we told it what we wanted it to do. We sent it off, and it was gone. We came out 5 minutes later, came out of the circle, everybody talking, having a good time. We were getting ready to break the meeting up. All of a sudden, this orange cloud started appearing in the side of the room again. And I looked at it and I said, oh, everybody back in the circle, quick. We got back in the circle, and this cloud appeared again. This time, this thing was in a rage. I mean, it was angry. And it spoke to me just like I'm speaking to you tonight. I mean that audibly. And it said, don't you ever send me after a Christian again.
The demon was so enraged. Why would you send me to the home of a Christian? Did you not know that? He was so angry. So when he finished, the demon just disappeared immediately and left him so bewildered. He said the journey to him becoming a Christian began from there, because in the satanic circles, they've been lying to him all along, up to the point he became a priest, that the greatest power on earth is the power of Satan. That God is a myth, that Satan is the real God, that there was no power with the Christians. And this is the same lie the devil has told in different ways, in different fashions, through the media and other means. And many Christians have subliminally believed and adopted this lie of the devil. But look at the whole demon summoned from hell could not attack a simple Christian girl that Stephen finally found out was not even such a strong Christian. Just a simple Christian girl who just could pray. Can you imagine that? The demon was so angry that they sent him there. So if you are a Christian, a child of God, and you pray all the time, imagine the amount of power you have, the kind of fire that surrounds you in your home when you sleep at night. You cannot allow the devil to harass you into submission, into believing that you are weak and that you are vulnerable. You are not vulnerable. You have armies from heaven guarding you, standing by you, fighting for you every day. Don't let fear replace your faith. Stand by your faith and stand on the promises of God, and make sure you pray in season and out of season. Whenever you open your mouth to pray, the kingdom of hell, they begin to shake. Everything tumbles upside down there. Not to talk of when you speak in tongues. My goodness. A Christian girl who was not even praying at the time that the devil went there to go and cast spell on her. That was how the whole spell casting mission was aborted permanently. It never happened again. Pray in season and out of season. There may be some blessings hanging in the air for you, and every time it's like it's not happening, go to war in the midnight. All these useless witches that are flying around the whole place, just one night of warfare, you can bring hundreds of them down, crashing from the missions. You've got power as a child of God. That's the whole aim. So whether this video is real or not, whether this video is made up or is computer image, the truth of the matter is that I've just passed the message across to you. Midnight warfare prayers are indispensable in these times. I do it, and I encourage you to do the same. And please remember, as a child of God, you are not handicapped, you are not vulnerable. You have got power on your side. May God bless, strengthen, and keep you. Amen.